What's up, everybody? Welcome to Light Source Engraving. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for clicking into yet another video. If this is your first time here, my name is Patrick, your host as usual. And today, what I'm going to do for you all is an exercise in futility. No, that's not right. A skill building exercise. Sorry, I kind of mixed that up. So what we're going to do is a skill building exercise by making a USA flag from scratch in LightBurn. This will give us an opportunity to practice with the array tool, the polygon tool, the circular array tool, the cut shapes tool, and probably a few more. So prepare to learn some new skills or practice some skills you've already learned. But you can follow along with me, make this from scratch yourself, and then you'll have a good idea how to use some of these tools to actually create a useful piece of art to use in other projects. So enough of that rambling. Like and subscribe before you forget, and then let's jump right into LightBurn and start making a flag. So the first thing I'm going to do making this flag is figure out the size. Now, a typical flag size we know is 3 feet by 5 feet. So let's do a width of 5 inches and a height, let's unlock the aspect, and a height of 3 inches. Now we have our aspect ratio down correctly. We can lock that back, and let's just convert this to a frame. Now that we have our frame layer for our basic shape for our flag, then we know we need another rectangle in here for our stars. The stars come roughly halfway down and about a third of the way over. So we'll just go with that for now, and then we can adjust that later. Now let's head to our polygon tool and go ahead and make one. And then let's head to shape properties. And we're going to just make this a triangle. Now let's make the point for our star a little more narrow. And then I'm going to hold down Shift and make a concentric circle. And now what we want to do is select triangle as object 1, the circle as object 2, and then click on our circular array tool. We want to use last selected object position as center because object 2 is the circle, and we're going to have 5 copies. And now that will give us a nice looking star. Now I'm going to show you my method for quickly making this one whole star. If we just expand this circle so that it encompasses all of the triangles, select all of them and merge them together, then we've got an instant star. And we need to rotate our star, so I'm just going to hit the period key and rotate it 180 until we get it in the position that we need. And now we can shrink this star down to what looks to be the approximate size we need for our flag. Okay, now that we have our star, let's create a virtual array. Select our star, click the array tool, make sure that create virtual array is selected. We want to make sure this looks right before we flatten it. And we are going to need 11 columns on X. And then we are going to need 5 columns on Y. And our Y spacing is going to be 4. And our X spacing is going to be 1. We want to make sure we have this shift by half selected. See, that's how it looks until we shift it by half. Again, you see there. So that gets those nice and centered, spaced out. And then hit OK. And if we position this here within our panel, we'll see that that does fit nicely. Now what we want to do is go ahead and flatten the array. And then what we need to do is grab these 5 stars and delete them, because those were extra and we do not need them. Now we have 50 stars. Now I'm going to select all 50 and group those. So if you want to count them, you can. There's 6 in this row and then 5, so that's 11, 11, 11, 11. So it's 44 plus 6 is 50. So there, we're making progress. Now let's move this out of the way, since we don't need it at the moment. Now we need to make our bars. So let's make our first bar and just take a guess where we think it needs to be. Let's go right here, for example. Now we need to make a virtual array again. And this one's easy. We need 13 rows. So we have 13 bars. In spacing, we want to be 0. We do not want any spacing. We don't have to worry about X because we do not have any X columns. Now what we can do is move that there, and we'll see that this is actually too big to fit. So we can do some math and say this is 76 millimeters tall. So let's go back to our original shape here for the array, and let's unlock this, and the height will be 76 divided by 13. So if we change that to 76 divided by 13 and relock that, move it back into position, we're going to find we have 13 bars that fit perfectly. At this point, we can go ahead and flatten that array. And there is our bars. Now, what I'm going to do to make these easier to identify, we know that the top bar and the bottom bar are red. Let's make that red, and then every other one will make red. All right, so there's our red bars. And then we can actually hide those red bars. So there they are. Now they're gone. They're there, and they're gone. This here is our outline, our flag. So we can actually move that out of the way. If, oops, I did that. We can move this out of the way if it is causing any confusion, and we can put it back later. Now we can grab all of these, and let's make them something that's lighter, that looks kind of white. There, how about a gray? Gray will work. Now we can show the reds. And there we go. We have our bars for our flag. Now what we want to do is make a copy of this. So Control C, and I'm just going to paste it over here. And then I'm going to move this framing layer down to the bottom so it shows up on top of everything. And then we want to make sure that it snaps into the corner so it's perfectly lined up. Then we can group these and then select the bars first, then select this panel, outline second, then go to laser tools, tools, cut shapes. Then we can take this piece that we do not need and get rid of it and delete it. Now, let's do two things to our stars. They are supposed to be white, just like the bars. So let's make them gray. So layer 8. Then let's make a copy of them. Control C, Control V, and I'm going to leave this right here. And then our background of this panel is blue, correct? On the flag? Yes. So let's select both of these and change those to blue. Then group them. And now we have our stars. Whoops. It's not wanting to snap into place. Here, let's do this. And boom, snaps into place. Then we can take our gray stars and snap those into place. And there we are, we have our flag, and then we also have this line that we can use, this framing line. We can always turn it into a different color and use it to cut out the flag or whatever you need. But that's it. It's just that easy to make a US flag. And then if you don't want to do anything with the white part, we can just not output it and not even show it. Oops, I'm not on the gray. There we go. There you see our red, white, and blue. And that's it. You've just made a US flag that you can save to your art library and use it in a variety of different projects if you need it. And that is all I have for you for today. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and it gave you some good practice in using tools maybe you haven't used recently or you've never used. Or if you have used them a lot, maybe it shows you a new way to use them. Either way, if you learned something, let me know in the comments how it helped you out. I would appreciate seeing what you guys are able to do with this video. But that's it. Please like and subscribe. Thank you, patrons, for supporting the channel. I greatly appreciate it. And most importantly, everyone, I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.